everyone, and welcome to the program Business Points on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining on today's edition of the program, as I tend to bring you global business updates ranging from the Nigerian Naira stability. Also, we'll be having conversation around Energy Commission, where it has created new policies and initiatives that will help Nigerians save and have more sustainable power in terms of doing business. We'll also have conversations around OPEC and the current trade war going on within the oil sector. We'll be having all of these conversations and more just immediately after this break. To stay with us, we'll be right back. Yes, many thanks for staying with us, and this is still Business Points on Global Television. Now let's get right into it from the home front, where Nigerian Naira faces FX liquidity risks aimed on high uncertainty. The Nigerian Naira started Friday's section at 1,580 Naira per dollar in the parallel market, down from 1,590 Naira as of Thursday. Despite the bullish dollar index in the global financial markets, recent fundamentals in the Nigerian socio-economic space showed that Naira is very vulnerable. The Naira is a crude oil directive based on Nigerians' high resilience on fossil fuel for foreign exchange earnings. Concerns about weak demand, growing trade tensions between the U.S. and important trading partners, and OPEC plus production quota increases are negatively affecting Nigerian currency. Nigerian Bureau de Change operators have accused commercial banks of not selling them foreign currencies. The Bureau de Change consumers are struggling with a shortage of foreign exchange, according to Aminu Gandao, the president of the Association of Bureau de Change Operators of Nigeria, who voiced concerns. Now, Nigerians' resilience on FPR inflow is under distress, as the appetite for Nigerian one-year Treasury bill has been on a steady decline despite CBN efforts to raise yield. Yields on one-year Treasury bill increased for the second consecutive time, at the time surpasses auction, raising from 22.52% to 24.9% as the markets continued to impact by liquidity constraints. The demand for one-year Treasury bill fell sharply to 861 billion naira on Wednesday, compared to 1.5 trillion at the first auction of 2024, at its lowest level this year. So looking at all of these concerns, the trade war that has been going on, oil trade war that has been going on in the global financial market, has been one of the concerns why the Nigerian Naira has not been stabilized at 1,500 Naira fully. And also, commercial banks, as accused by Bureau de Change operators, have laid concerns about the fact that commercial banks are withholding and not selling them current dollars. So all of these concerns now is actually one of the major reasons why we've witnessed that Nigerian Naira hasn't been so stabilized and haven't been doing so much well when it comes to the international and global market. So these are concerns currently that is also affecting the Nigerian FX market. So all of these uncertainties is actually what is making the Nigerian Naira not being stabilized at the current state which it is now, experiencing the 1,590 Naira as at Thursday, and then opening at 1,580 Naira. There is a 10 Naira cap difference, which is supposed to give more momentum to the Nigerian Nigerian naira, but Bureau de Change operators have complained that commercial banks are hoarding dollar. That's the reason why the naira isn't doing so well as we speak. So we will be getting more reactions from commercial bankers on this current accusation by the Bureau de Change Operators Association of Nigeria. Moving away from that, the all-share index slips below 105,000 threshold, declined by 0.44%. The all-share index closed the trading day for 19th 2025 in the red zone, dropping to 460.56 points to finish at 104,915.13 points, which is a significant dip. This represents a 0.44 decline from the previous closing section of 105,375.64 points, as the index slipped below the 105,000 threshold. In contrast, to this decline, daily trading volume increased sharply, rising from 349.9 million shares traded the day before to 1.3 billion shares. However, market capitalization also declined, slipping below the 66 trillion naira mark to close at 65.7 trillion naira mark, with the total of 12 deals completed. The market summary shows that the current ASI opened at 104,915.13 points. Previously, ASI is at 105,375.69 points. The day change is at minus 0.44. That's the percentage of the decline we saw in the all-share index, and the year-to-date performance is at plus 1.92%. Volume traded is at 1.3 billion shares that was traded, and then the market cap remains at 65.7 trillion naira. This shows a significant dip from 66 trillion naira. The trading volume, despite the negative price auction, daily trading volume surged significantly, jumping from 349.9 million shares the previous day to 1.3 billion shares. Market outlook has shown that the all-share index is in a restrictment phase as it ends 4 consecutive trading days in the red zone. If the market is not deemed overbought, this environment could present attractive opportunities for investors looking to buy at a lower price. So looking at all of this now, this is the current challenge being faced by the all-share index market, which has been a significant challenge. But we'll be going on a very quick break, and then when we return back, we'll be having another quick conversation around the all-share index and also major more in the Energy Commission of Nigeria. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know that Global Television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch Global Television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to Global Television.
Yes, many thanks for staying with us. This is still Business Point on Global Television. As we're having this conversation, you all are having the same conversation with me, looking at the Nigerian O-Share Index and the fact that it has been dipping for the past consecutive days, 4 days to be more precise. The market has ended in the red zone, and automatically it's not looking so good for the all-share index, but on the other hand, it still looks very good for investors who are looking to get into the market at a lower price. Now, currently the all-share index is not doing so well. It's on a bearish trend, and then investors' confidence is actually one of the major reasons why we are going to see a bullish trend. That is, if investors that are looking to buy at a lower trend, which is what most investors does, trading and buying at a lower price, I think it's going to have more effect on the market. So now it's a very good avenue for investors to actually go into the all-share index, and I was talking about the Nigerian stock market, and invest at this hour, because come next week, projection I've said, and then the market outlook has said that the market is actually going to be on a bullish trend starting the new trading section for next week. So all of those effects is actually what is going to be of more profitable margin for individuals who are going to be looking to get into the stock market as of today. And the forecast for the rest of the day shows that the Nigerian O-Share Index is going to be on a bullish trend before the close of business today. So at the end of business today, we'll hope to see the market ending on a bullish trend, and it's also going to be a very good avenue for individuals who have invested within this past 4 days, who would also get into the new week on a bullish trend and also have a certain higher margin of a profit on return on investment. So we'll be moving away from that, and we'll have a little bit of conversation around energy. Tariff hike has been something that has been a major concern for SMEs, and also big industrial players in the Nigerian market. So electricity cost has been a major concern for individuals. But on the flip side, the Energy Commission of Nigeria unveils new policies to reduce electricity costs for industrial players in Nigeria. Now, the Energy Commission is not just focused on industrial players, they are also focused on SMEs, because the major drivers and key individuals that help the Nigerian market and GDP grow are actually the SMEs. So the Energy Commission of Nigeria has introduced a new policy and regulatory framework aimed at reducing electricity costs for industrial players while promoting energy efficiency and clean production technologies. The initiative, unveiled during a validation workshop in Abuja, is expected to significantly enhance Nigeria's industrial energy performance and drive sustainable economic growth, which is one of the major costs of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The Director General of the Energy Commission, Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi, emphasized that the new regulations will enable industrial players to conserve energy, thereby reducing operational costs and improving overall efficiency. The policy is part of the broader effort to address Nigerians' energy challenge, particularly in the industrial sector, where high electricity costs has long been a barrier to competitiveness and the growth of the economy. By promoting energy conservation and adaptation of clean technology, the Energy Commission aims to create a more sustainable and cost-effective energy ecosystem for Nigerians generally. The policy also aligns with Nigeria's broader energy transition goals, including the push for renewable energy adaptation and as well as reduction of reliance on fossil fuel. So looking at all of this now, SMEs are actually the major drivers of every country's GDP, and the cost of living has been a toll on Nigerians. Tariffs have been increased on a monthly basis, and then the current initiative by the Energy Commission has been one of the major awakening that Nigerians have been waiting for. The initiative created by the Director General of the Energy Commission in the person of Dr. Mustafa Abdullahi has cushioned and also is a pathway to help Nigerians come to the realization of the fact that Nigerians are always in the mind of these individuals, and then this current policy and regulatory framework that has been created by the Energy Commission is the pathway to curbing and having costs effective and reliance and long production for energy. So looking at all of these angles now, Nigerians are very happy for the current, industrial players are also very excited for the current initiative that has been created by the Director General of Energy Commission. So moving away from that, there have been some series of trade war within the oil sector, and crude set for a weekly raise on OPEC's supply control. So looking at this angle now, crude oil price Brent were set for another weekly gain today, driven by the higher and fresh U.S. sanctions on Iran energy industry and OPEC effort to rein in production. At the time of writing this report, Brent crude was trading at $72 per barrel, with West Tax Intermediate being traded at $68 per barrel, both up from the opening and both about $1 higher than it were at the start of the week. The U.S. Department of Treasury yesterday announced another round of sanctions against Iran as part of President Trump's maximum pressure campaign against Tehran that aims to bring the country's oil exports down to zero as a means of preventing it from developing a nuclear weapon and funding militant organization in the Middle East. What makes these sanctions different? It's the entities sanctioned by the U.S. This time include a private Chinese refinery for the first time. As a result, analysts expect Iranian oil export to shrink by as much as 1 billion barrel per day. So looking at all of these concerns now, that's why we've been saying the current trade war and independent marketers in Nigeria here complaining about the prices. Now, on the other hand, Dangote refinery have decided to stop selling Naira oil for individuals in Naira, and then they're more focused on selling in dollar. Now, looking at all of these angles now, it still boils down to the fact that Nigerians at large will be suffering at the long run when it has to come to the fact of long-term goals in terms of transportation and all of that. Transportation has been on the hike, so that is why the initiative has been created by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of compressed natural gas, which would help cushion the burden on Nigerians when it has to deal with individuals and people transporting and people running their day-to-day businesses. Looking at all of these angles now, I think Nigerians are calling on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and also the NNPC to continue this current initiative for crude for Naira, based on the fact that it started on the 1st of October 2024, and then they said, by the NNPC said that it's meant to be a 6-month contract. But conversations are going on continuing the project for Crude for Naira initiative project, which is ongoing, which is set to end by the 31st of March. But conversations are ongoing on extending the contract. We hope that all of that happens. Nigerians are hoping that happens. The Crude for Naira initiative continues so as to benefit Nigerians in the long run. So moving away from that, let's have a quick conversation around cryptocurrency, where Bitcoin is currently being traded at $83,000 US. Bitcoin, we all know, is the mother of every other cryptocurrency, and it has been on a rise over a couple of days, based on the fact that we noticed that the projection for Bitcoin as at last year was for it to get to $100,000 before December 2024. We saw that happen in the month of November 2024, where Bitcoin got to a $100,000 mark. But now currently we saw the currencies that's talking about Bitcoin now depreciating almost on a daily basis, but currently it's getting back on a bullish trend. The trade war going on within the US and other tariff hikes that has been increased by President Donald Trump on China and Canada, and also the one currently going on with the Iranian government, has been one of the major concerns why we've been seeing a certain level of deterioration of the Bitcoin. So looking at all of these concerns now, more initiatives have been put in place, and Bitcoin is actually going to be on the rise from the next couple of business week, which we are looking forward to. Projections have said that Bitcoin is going to hit around $90,000 before the close of business next week. That's talking about between now and Friday next week. So we will see how all of those pans out, and we'll definitely bring you the current updates of all of these digital currencies. My name is Samuel Odi. This is how much time will permit us to take on today's edition of Business Point. I'll see you again as we talk more business. Bye for now.